Hello and welcome to Did You Say That Out Loud? This is Marette and I'll be spending a few minutes with friends and we're going to chat about life and kids and friends and travel and crazy topics and a few memories. So I can guarantee that you will laugh and you may learn a few things about what brings people together and what keeps them connected in their relationships and their faith walk. Hope you enjoy. Well, good morning. We are at the lake and I am with four other ladies. I'm with a friend Nancy and a new friend of mine, Janet, and two Sandys. And we should have had three Sandys because then we could have been a beach. So anyway, we're just going to have fun. I've never done a podcast with a group of people, so this could be a disaster. And we've spent the weekend together. So Nancy, what has one thing that has surprised you as you've gotten older? Just one thing. Now the rest of you need to be thinking. She's thinking.
Good question.
Janet.
I thought I would feel older, but I still feel like I'm 16 in my brain.
Oh. How about the body?
It's served me well, but it sure doesn't do what it did when it was 16.
Okay, Sandy.
Yes, ma'am.
What? What has surprised you about getting older? I mean, not that we're older.
Nothing's really surprised me. It's just that I can't bring my brain around the fact that I am.
Yes. Okay, Sandy A.
That I am supposed to be the adult.
I like it.
And who picked me to be the adult?
And why do I have this
And why do I have to
responsibility?
be adulting?
Yes.
Some days I didn't realize maybe my mom ever had these thoughts of, what? How? Why?
And as a kid, we don't think like that.
You never see it either.
No. And suddenly now we're doing it and going, really?
Yeah.
Nancy, come up with anything yet?
I guess I would have to say how there's so much I want to do, but that doesn't mean the body always wants to follow. It's like, darn.
Darn. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question, and it's a this or that question. So then we'll start with Sandy. This or that, and then you just guys the rest of you answer. Shoes or slippers?
Shoes.
Slippers.
Shoes.
Slippers.
Pork or beef?
Beef.
Beef.
Pork.
Pork.
A good old pig farmer's there. Pool or the beach?
Pool.
Beach.
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 Sandy's not convinced. Fruit or veggies?
Fruit.
Fruit.
Veggie.
Salt or pepper?
Salt.
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 Pepper.
So I love salt, but I've learned to cook with more pepper.
Yeah.
Because we only sprinkled pepper on. But one time we were at a friend's house and I saw her peppering the roast. Didn't think about it. And Tyler was little then. And he took a bite of that part that had pepper and drank it. So pepper with control. Yes.
Yeah.
Chocolate or peanut brittle?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle. We have one that's a peanut brittle. Okay, now this is a different type of a question, so it might take some thinking. And I don't even have a good answer for this one. So, if when you walked into the room, a song played, what song might it be? That's an interesting, because some of you maybe aren't as musical, but I like the song, "We Are the Champions."
No.
Because I usually lose every game I play.
Here comes the bride.
And how many years you been married?
Well, we are the bride of Christ, right?
Very good.
Very spiritual. Very spiritual.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just the champion. Janet,
Oh, go ahead. I don't know.
What was the question?
what song, if a song played every time you walked in the room? This is maybe a tough. Okay, Sandy.
Friends in low places.
Well, it is the third day we've been together. We're now getting honest.
You should have asked what song would play or versus what would you
Would
like?
you? Yes. Come up with anything, Miss Nancy? No. So Nancy's traveled a lot. I've traveled quite a bit. I think you two have. We're going to get Janet to travel. If you could travel anywhere in the world that you haven't been, where would it be? Now, I did that this summer. I wanted to go to Ireland. Now, I had landed in Ireland before, but my daughter said, Ireland, you can't count a country until you've got it stamped in your passport. She first said, you can't count the country until you've touched the ground. We landed in Dublin in a puddle jumper from Edinburgh. I got out on the ground on the tarmac and kissed the ground. And she didn't think that was as funny as I did either. So if there's one place you could travel anywhere in the world, would it be, my friend just went to Iceland and said how beautiful. But I have never been to Banff or Glacier up in the national parks. And I really would like to go there.
I would like to see the redwood trees or in the Sequoia National Forest.
I've never been there either. You've been there?
I have not, but dying to get there. Close.
You've
but-
been all over there, that area though.
And I haven't been to Yellowstone.
Oh,
Mike and I, we have our thoughts. We bought a camper, a better camper, and we hope when he retires to get out there. But you have to make a year advance
reservation.
reservations. It's like, okay, Yellowstone's pretty big. How do you know where you want to go? But yeah, I would highly recommend Norway and New Zealand.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I've never been to. I'd like to do New Zealand and Australia, but I've never been to Hawaii either. And I would love to see Hawaii.
4 years ago, I crossed off all 50 states. And that was kind of
Wow.
cool. And Utah was my last one of all things. Utah. Come on, Janet, dream.
Mine would be the Northeast. I would love to go in the fall. Has to be in the fall so you can see the color. I
New
love the
Hampshire,
colors.
Vermont, beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful.
So this is kind of another fun one. We don't get real deep. If you were competing on a cooking show, what would you make? Now, we all know that Sandy A doesn't cook. So that could
Should that
be,
be cooking or can it be baking?
it could be baking. Yeah, it could be baking.
I'd make a cookie.
Okay. What kind of a cookie?
It would be a M&M chocolate M&M cookie, but it's my Christmas cookie, so I put in almond extract instead of vanilla.
Okay. Gives it a little bit different taste.
Red and green M&Ms, you know, it's
Yeah,
Christmas.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other Sandy.
A treasure chest birthday cake.
Oh. And what is that?
Oh, it's something fun for the little kids. Little boys especially like it, but the girls do too. And it's a cake, and most often I do chocolate, and then you trim it so it looks like a pirate's treasure chest. Fill it with candy necklaces and the little sucker rings and a variety of the little coin candies, the little rock candy around the bottom, or sprinkled sugar for sand, and licorice straps, and it comes out pretty cute.
Interesting. Okay, Janet.
Probably be cookies, which would be a snickerdoodle, or noodles. I'm known as the noodle mom.
Okay, Nancy, you cook a lot.
Yeah, I love to make soups because they're easy. You just throw them together. But I also love to make candies and treats at Christmas time as I make little gift bags or containers for all my neighbors. So it winds up to be about 8.
So I would do something that I would have to learn because I really like sushi. I've come to like sushi, not the raw stuff, but like the California rolls, avocado rolls, but I don't really know how to make them. So when I go to Ocean Star Buffet, which is in Rochester, I can watch them do it. But I would have to learn to do that because that I love that. I love it, and it's kind of healthy. So we have been at a ladies' retreat since Friday, and just as we close, one thing that has jumped out, one thing that we've talked about that either made an impression on you or you hadn't thought about, something you want to do different, something that you're going to take home with you. One little thought. And we're going to start with the senior citizen of our group. I think we're clear to say, Janet, that you're the older, more wiser.
Oh, I don't know about that, but as we've talked about puzzle pieces, it's dawned on me to be a little slower about realizing that the missing piece in somebody else's life, maybe I can help them fill that. Maybe not know how, but by joining them, maybe we can help them. And that, but I think also we learned that maybe by helping somebody else, we might be filling a piece in our puzzle also.
That sense of community that we all need.
Right, exactly.
Sandy A.
That you may have a piece that doesn't fit yet. That there's a piece of your life that you can't figure out, but time is still a factor in that fit.
Very, very true. Nancy.
I like the devotions. And the subject was very good about puzzles, and I like the fact that there are many pieces, and to me, it's God's way of putting things together, and we are a piece of puzzle in somebody else's life.
Okay, Miss Sandy.
Sometimes we can become very anxious thinking we don't have the pieces that we need. And our mind can play tricks on us to the point that we don't see what's right in front of us until we realize we have what we have. We have what we need. We just need to slow down, look at what it is.
Different view?
And we may even end up with one extra piece.
Okay, so now there's a story there. So a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine had given me all these puzzles for my summer retreat. So I started one, and I got, how far did I get on it? I got the border.
Yeah, I got the border.
And then these people come that are puzzle people. But I'm watching them the other night, and they were convinced of a couple things, that I had sabotaged the puzzle and taken some pieces, which I hadn't thought of, which I don't know why.
We give you a lot of credit.
I know, because usually that would be my thing. And then there's a piece that they couldn't figure out what it was. And when the puzzle got all done, yes, the pieces were there, but there was one extra piece that was cut out. So the funny thing is does somebody else have a puzzle with that piece
Missing.
That piece missing? Well, it's been a great time to talk. Thank you, ladies, for being here, even though it's cold and we can't be on the lake. Well, we could have been on the lake. We just chose not to. So thanks for visiting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.